What's up, sports fans? I'm Rene Garza Jr.,
And I'm Freddie
and
Guevara.
welcome to another episode of Tailgate 956, a show that covers sports across the Valley and the Lone Star State. Now, before we begin today's draft-filled episode, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. Apogee Comics, the best in independent comic books. If you're looking for a great read, make your next comic book Apogee. Visit Apogee Comics all throughout social media and on their website at www.apogeecomics.com.
And Rick's Auto Shop for all your auto repair needs.
Located on Indiana Street in Brownsville. And problems with your faucet, broken pipe, problems with your porcelain throne? Then call Charlie Towers Plumbing, Carlos Torres at 956-715-1933, and they'll provide you with your plumbing needs. My brother.
Wow.
My brother.
What a week. What a week.
What a week. What ups and downs, oohs and ahs, controversies.
Excitement, disappointment,
Up
a
and
little
down,
bit there, yeah.
Why'd they pick this guy? How come they're getting a technical? And oh my goodness! And how could you miss that strike? So many problems and issues going on.
So many questions. So
I
many
know.
questions.
But you know what? Let's start off with a little bit of baseball. Right now, recently, yes. Unfortunately, we didn't get that sweep. But what a comeback. It was a great comeback. We lost by 3 runs. It was 4-7.
I know. I was astonished. I was looking at it until like I would want to say what, the third or fourth inning.
Yeah.
We got up there, man. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. But I have to say, Freddie, like, can you say honestly that this is a different Nationals team than they were back in 2024?
Oh, definitely. For me, I kind of see like they're starting off at the right foot. Like you can see that they're a threat, and they're not struggling. I feel like they're not struggling. Although I do see, and I like I just said, we until half the game, they go ahead and create that spark, and then they go ahead and do. Although they're doing it on a game to game basis,
yeah,
I do see the struggle in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, no, it's like what Bowen said, and a lot of Astros fans can agree with me as well too. That the Astros are notorious for having a slow start, and at times when the hiccup happens, they get in their way. Although yes, we did have problems with pitching wise, Fromber, but
which we've already discussed.
We already discussed it to nauseum. Yes, of like the times that we just can't wait for him to go off to that dusty old sunset. I'm not saying I don't wish him ill will. There are times that he does great, but most of the time he gets in his own way and he trips it over. Yeah, so
and you can tell. I mean, right off the back, look at the start that we had, and look at the difference afterwards. You see, you totally see a different ball game after the halfway mark of the game.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Although yes, we did lose that series against Kansas City, but we avoided. We avoided the sweep, which was great. I'm grateful for that. But man, oh man, like was back to back 3 wins in a row. That was sweet. It was sweet, yes. Although against the Tigers, we won 8-5. That game was well. And Hunter Brown, might I say, has shown great improvement as a pitcher. From last season, he was even great there, but I think he's even better now. And I feel, and we've discussed this too off camera, that the Astros should give him an extension as well too.
Yeah,
extension on that contract.
How he's performing? I mean, hey, right now we're in second at 16-14.
Yeah, second place. And where were we at this point last?
No, we were talking about it. What was it? Fourth place.
We were fourth place. Yeah. Like the A's are doing better than us.
Remember and we're well, I think we're one game ahead in the losing side.
Yeah.
So we're I think we're like what 12, 13 or 13, 14, something like that.
It was a rough outing, I'll tell you that much. Yeah,
but I believe that also what we cannot account for is the type of teams that everybody plays at a certain time.
Yes.
Because you know what? I feel like this was the hard teams for us. And you know what? I feel like it's going to get easier. Those wins are going to get easier for us. As far as other teams, it might be getting hard, which is where you see the biggest, I mean, from what, 1 or 2 weeks, we went from fourth to second place. Exactly. Now you're starting to see that.
And we're battling for first, so Mariners, you don't get too comfy in first place.
Exactly. What I'm trying to say is like the Astros have it in them. They got this, and they're at at a higher level than people probably give him credit not enough credit for.
Mhm.
But it's just that they are playing a little bit of a tougher team,
They were,
getting there.
yeah. So the Detroit Tigers, they're number one in the American Central League,
Hmm.
and in their league they have the Guardians, they have the Royals, they have the Twins, and the White Sox.
The Tigers are 19 and 2,
Two, yeah.
19 and 12.
And I
Sorry.
believe this is pretty much the same team that was from last season too. The ones that pretty much destroyed us in the wild card.
I mean, like you said, do you see a big difference from last year to that tells you a lot. That
Yeah.
in itself tells you a lot.
Exactly. And now we're gonna go up against the White Sox this on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday next
That's
series.
gonna be nice.
That's gonna be nice. It's gonna be a couple of good wins. I'm sorry, White Sox fans, but 7-22 doesn't look very promising. I'll tell you that much.
Especially against the Astros.
Oh yeah, like, I feel like if we get swept by the White Sox, we don't even deserve to say World Series.
We got a problem. We got a problem.
For real, they're like 7-22. Like how we get swept by the White Sox. Wow, like, I'll eat my own hat. I'm like, I'll eat my own hat.
Cruz.
Yeah, I know. Cruces. No. Don't put that on the universe. No.
Prende la vela de Big Man.
Right. The Bregman candle. Even though he plays with the Red Sox, his essence lingers. Although you know what, Jeremy Bay has improved too, and I'm like, oh man. Now every time I see my bat, I'm like, oh man, he's gonna miss out. No, although yes, there's been some like pitches that like, why did he swing at that?
What's going on?
What's going on? That you might as well swing at a piñata.
But I think it's overall the chemistry. I believe that everybody motivates everybody, and that's why you're seeing improvements on players that you saw that they had it in them.
Mhm.
But I think they themselves rally themselves up. Like, we can do this.
Mhm.
Look, and one guy hits the ball, gives motivation to the next hitter, and hey, you know what? I got this. I can do this.
Mhm.
And I feel like the chemistry is really working for the Astros.
It is.
It really is. It's pushing players.
Yeah, it's bringing out the best, and I think the
Exactly.
switching positions. Oh, I think what was it? Arturo was saying that he didn't want to be designated. He didn't want to start off right off in the order of batting, which I feel has improved because it shows in the scoring.
And you know what? I like that because I feel like he's a very good hitter.
Yeah, he
So
is.
I really would. I do think that that's a good idea himself.
Mhm.
Like he sees that, and I really think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
I like that idea too, and you've seen it. The proof is in the pudding, as we said so before in the show. You can tell right now the way this team is going that we might, clinch the division once again, and I hope so.
Well, at this rate, I
so.
feel, considering what we did last year,
Mhm.
and that's we did it climbing off of a digged hole the size of
that although yes, we do have that gaping hole when it comes to pitching. That's the only problem that I've seen that I feel that we need to work on. I know today was his name. This pitcher is a new one. I think it's Blue Ball. I think that was his name. AJ Blue Ball.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Blue Bird or something
Blue,
like that.
yeah.
Blue Bird.
He did great his first outing, and yes, they ended up scoring on him. But you know what? Hey, you know what? If you want to build, it always says, so and so experience. You
gotta break some eggs.
You gotta break some eggs. Yes, I understand that. Although yes, it was still early on. I feel that they could have won it if they didn't start him as a pitching. But you know what? Hey, he has to get started somehow one day, somehow. Understandable. But I felt like the momentum, it really threw the momentum off.
I get what you mean. I mean, he's barely his first time pitching.
Yeah.
Give him a break. Let's see what you.
Yeah, the first time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna hold it that much again. He did a great job to the best of his ability. He did a great job. Although they did, grand slam him. Like, that's ouch. But I feel there's a lot of potential in him. But like I said, there's a lot more work to be done, and I feel at times Joe Espada can mismanage the team a little bit.
I hear you. It can, and sometimes that can get away from you. I mean, you were focusing on other areas and everything.
Yeah.
My question is, where's my boy Getty?
Oh, I think he's still injured. I think he's still injured for like another week.
Oh man, I can't wait to see him back on the mound, man. I really am excited because he could fix that void.
Oh no, I know he can. The one who I've been worried about more is Ronel Blanco.
Yeah, well, I know you were talking about it last time, and I know his performance hasn't been uh that exciting to
Yeah,
let's say the least.
yeah, yeah.
But I believe that Aaron Getty should
Mhm.
be what's it called, should go ahead and pick up that slack. And I hope, because sometimes injuries can affect you one way or another.
Mm.
But I would like Blanco in the same sense to get it moved a little bit back and forth,
Yeah,
in the pitching order. I think maybe he would do better a little bit, you know, not too soon in the game.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, not just in the game. That's true. Like I feel. Well, although you know who's coming back from injury that I feel that might start focusing better towards the pitching is Lance McCullers Jr. The long-awaited, the prodigal one returns.
Well,
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't pitch one inning and his arm goes to baloney. But yeah.
what will be his pitching order, at least from what it
I know he's
stands?
starting on Sunday against the White Sox. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
so
all
he'll be
right.
closing out the series. So,
Mhm.
he'll start it, but I mean closing out the series in the sense of pitching the last game
Yeah,
there.
pitching the last
Yeah.
game. Well, I mean, I'm really glad that he would be starting it.
Mm.
We'll see how he does, and especially coming back, that's gonna be a lot of pressure though.
Yeah, it
Closing
is.
down the last game, start coming back from an injury, well, coming back,
Mm-hmm.
period, and then you know, and on top of that, starting the game, that's a lot of pressure. So we'll see how he can handle that pressure, and well, I mean, that'll be a good indicator of maybe he should be one of the starters.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's just, I know that I prefer him better than Farmer, and even at that, like say AJ Glubal, like he pitched the best he could today.
Let's see what he can do.
Like, I feel there's a lot of potential there
But
for
you
him
see,
to come
you at
out and
least give him a
shine.
chance.
Yeah, I'm
You're
giving him
giving
a
him a
chance
chance.
because I can
Like
see, I
give
can see
him.
it. Yeah, yeah, like we're watching, I could see it. Yeah, like he has it there. Although who wouldn't get discouraged and who wouldn't feel, bad when they grand slam you? That throws your momentum off completely. So I understand if he fell apart right after that. You know what I mean?
Uh,
I know he partially blamed himself for the team, like the
the
team
team
lost out
lost.
there. So
But you know what? It's like you said, give him a chance. Hey,
Mhm.
show. Don't let this. I would say, don't let this discourage you. Get back up there.
Mhm.
Show us what you can do.
Mhm.
And one game does not define you. You
Yes,
know
I
what
agree.
defines you is if you keep on
On
doing
doing
it.
it,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. If you keep on letting them grand slam you, then
Yeah, we see the consistency
there's
there.
issues.
Okay,
There's
buddy,
issues. You know what I mean? There's
you
issues there.
gotta go.
Yeah, yeah.
But hey, you know what? And fans too. Hey, don't just see. Hey, that's it. Okay, you know what? Out. He needs to go. No, give him a chance. You got
Mhm.
to see him play. We got to see him in different perspectives, different games
Mhm.
to label somebody.
Yeah,
Hey, you know what? It's just a consistent habit.
yeah. It is consistent there. Well, hopefully, like I said, continues pitching well. He started off well. Like I said, he went up against a very hard team, the Detroit Tigers. They're no pushover either. Like I said, they're number one in the American Central League, and besides the White Sox, the other teams they have, they're pretty
They're strong.
yeah, they're nothing to play around with. Yeah, and no disrespect to the White Sox, but honestly, that's a whole other back political issue that they don't really want to spend money to get players there. Same thing when it goes to the Rockies. Like yeah, that's another. Well, that's a whole other can of
Can
worms.
of worms.
Yeah, to open it up. But even at that, I think they are in the. See, they're the Rockies. No, the National League West. They're 5-25. The Rockies. Oof. Although in their defense, the league that they're in, the Dodgers, Padres, Giants, Diamondbacks. Yikes! It's surprising that they're 5-25.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Supposedly, from what I've been reading, they're the way they're playing, they probably can win probably 24 of the whole season of the game. Of the whole season, they're probably just gonna win 24 games. Yeah, and I think the same thing goes with the White Sox. Yikes! Yeah,
They're just not. It's not their year.
it hasn't been their year for quite a while, and that's a shame, really, honestly, because I feel like the White Sox have a lot of potential there. The great city of Chicago, with the Chicago Cubs
Well,
and
the
whatnot.
franchise is the name that it upholds. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just itself. It's. But you know what? Hey, it happens.
It
Sometimes
happens. It
teams
happens. Yeah.
enter a slumber, and that's it. You know what I
Well, this
mean?
is a coma. That's a. It's been quite a coma for these past couple of years with the
Kid,
White
it's called a
Sox.
diabetic coma.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get risen up.
Yeah. But when it comes to the Astros, hey man, we're a couple of games behind. Hey, but at least we're above 500, 0.533. So
Definitely.
that's great.
Over on wins.
Yeah, and the bat's trying to hit a lot better. So I'm grateful for that.
No. I mean, you can tell over how many points altogether in this last series.
Yeah, I think,
how many battings, how many scoring?
I know the overall. I know the overall leaders, and when it comes to hits, I'll do it.
Oh,
and,
of course.
And I'll go with the 4 hits and 40 Ks with Brown. Yeah. Hunter Brown with 40 strikeouts so far.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, what?
Yeah, 40 strikeouts. That's what I'm telling. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, brother. That's what I'm saying. They need to extend the contract of Hunter Brown and Jeremy Pena. Jeremy Pena's a great shortstop and a great batter. He's a great well-rounded player.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. And it's showing already that he has the potential and he has the more to be even better as an Astro. I feel he should retire as an Astro. And I'm not saying that as just a fan, as you can tell.
No, he still got the juice. Yeah. I mean, like Altuve too.
Yeah,
like
Altuve too. Yeah, Altuve too. Yeah. But looking forward to the White Sox series on Friday.
Yeah.
That'll be a good sweep. Mm-hmm. Better be a sweep.
We need one.
Yeah, we need another one. Yeah.
Like SpongeBob, I need it.
We need it. But yeah, although the fall heavily right there in third place are the Rangers. I'm surprised about that.
They fell hard.
Yeah.
And that, okay, we go back to the same thing. The same reason they probably were playing easier teams and that's what led them to start playing tougher teams, and that pulled them back. What I'm excited and I can't wait is to see Rangers versus Astros.
Oh, another Texas showdown.
A Texas showdown.
The next Silver Boot series.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's what I can't wait for.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that too, my man. I'm looking forward to that too.
Because that settles a lot of stuff.
Oh, that will settle it out. We'll settle it again. Who's the best one?
Oh yeah,
it's Astros. And I say that as a fan, and I say that as pretty much in general.
You pretty much. Well, I am seriously shocked that they fell that hard.
Yeah. I'm just like right now. I think they fell from second place that we gained it. Although yes,
I would have thought they would have tied.
Like I said, we didn't get the sweep, but we did win the series against the Tigers. As many fans have seen that, yeah. But I think that if we would have swept them today, it would greatly improved our odds of heading to first place.
Definitely, no, yeah, that would have. I would think that would have put us in first place.
Yeah, actually, I think it would have. Let me see. Let me go back here to the standings real quick. Yeah, I believe so. Let's see. No, we would have been off by one, but we would have been right there in the coattails.
Jeez, real close by.
Yeah, but it would pretty much solidify our position of staying in second.
Yeah.
But like I said, we're facing out the White Sox. They remain to be seen. The Rangers right now, I think the next team they're going to go up against. Let me see what's the next. They get the Athletics. Okay, they're going up against the A's. The A's are somewhat doing all right. You know what I mean?
But they should be able to beat them.
Yeah, because they're tied a game apiece today at 7. They'll finish off the series.
Yeah.
So let's see how that goes.
Yeah, they should get that
win. Can
the
Rangers muster up that win? Remains to be seen.
Yeah, they should be, but we'll go ahead and see if they don't get into a slump.
Oh yeah, no, it's another thing too. Yeah, hopefully they can still keep the momentum and be a good, the other good team that the Rangers can be. Because come on, they're former champions, and them winning that World Series cannot just be a fluke.
Nope.
Although them beating the Astros that time, although yes, what could have gone wrong for the Astros during that time when they went up against the Rangers?
Well, on that case, going into that game, I believe
that a horrible slump during that.
The problem was we got two more injuries before that game. That game started, so we were already going in with injuries. But then we had 2 more significant injuries. I don't remember who it was that we went into with just handicap.
I think it was. I think Tucker had gotten injured, if I remember correctly. And see who else. Was it Yuri Gurria? Yeah, Yuri. I think was he playing with us? No. Yeah, we'll put a pin on that. We'll answer that later on. But honestly, I can just say during that series, it wasn't to our full potential, and we ended up losing.
Yeah, we had a little. Well, we're like I said, we're already going injured, and then we're still like but then when we just went handicapped completely that game.
Yeah.
I think we were playing almost with a full new set of players almost
Yeah,
that game.
yeah. I agree with you on that. So yeah. Oh, two of our pitchers were injured. I remember that.
Yeah,
Two of our pitchers were injured. I remember that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I remember that completely. Yeah, that's one reason why.
hmm
Yeah, that's one reason why they got the momentum on us when it came to pitching.
so, yeah, and we're already down on that area. So
Yeah,
Nicholas.
yeah.
But you know what? New season, new year.
It's totally different Astros from when they were there then and now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this year is gonna be a good chance because
Let's give it a chance, yeah.
Yeah,
And like I said, we won the series against a team that beat us during that wild card. And I feel that's a little bit of revenge. Even though we didn't get the sweep, but we still won the series. So
hey, that's what counts.
that's what counts. Yeah.
Majority.
Majority, yeah. But yeah. Well, that's remains to be seen. So I'm looking forward to the White Sox game.
Yeah, very.
Very. Well, onto the basketball court, my brother.
B-ball.
Ball. And us, we would like to say a little congratulations to Steven Castle for winning Rookie of the Year, a San Antonio Spurs.
Again.
Yeah, again.
Second
Again, I just wish the team well-rounded was in the playoffs. That's what I wish.
I mean, they already got a Wemby last year, and this year they want it again.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, man. So what could happen happened to the Spurs that was bad. I wish them a better next year.
Yeah, although like here during the 25 season, Steven Castle games played was 81. Played 81 of these games. He started with 47 in his game. 26 minutes of time that he played. 14 points per game. Rebounds like he had, pretty much average. Not steals, blocks. He was good, well-rounded basketball player. Yeah, we gave him the 3-point percentage. He was around 28, so it was all right. Although I can honestly say he attacked the paint a lot. And it was well deserved.
But that's what we needed. That's what
that's what we needed. Yeah, that's what he needed. It's like I said it before, and I'll say it again. What could have gone wrong for this team went wrong this year.
And last year.
But yeah.
It's
Especially this year because they had something solid.
Yeah.
And besides the setbacks with their coach who got sick.
Yeah.
And then their players who got sick, one of the top players, Wemby. It was bad. I feel it was put a lot of on Paul.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And
just what happened last year with Wemby.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah, same thing, yeah.
I just hope that there's something good comes out of this, and with the draft.
Oh yeah, we might get some good picks, maybe so. I honestly hope so too. But you know what? I feel them winning the Rookie of the Year again. That's a good little cherry on top to a very rough season.
A good indicator, I would say too. I mean, hey, they got two Rookie of the Years back to back.
They have good scouting,
so exactly.
They have good scouting.
So hey, if they pull three, that's 3 out of 5 players that won Rookie of the Year. If that happens again and they do it again in the draft, that's a solid team for me. Yeah.
Although here's the thing, trade Rob Dillingham still irks me. Like it still irks me because he's doing great with the Wolves, but I felt, dang it. I mean, when I seen him play, I'm like, man, I wonder what it would have been like if he was on the Spurs. But yeah. But right now they're whooping on the Lakers. So
coulda, woulda, shoulda. I know, and that's one of the others that they're 3-1.
Yeah,
they're ahead 3-1,
mm-hmm.
3-1. Unfortunately, the same as the Rockets.
Yeah. Speaking of 3-1, unfortunately, the Warriors have an advantage against the Houston Rockets.
I am very disappointed in that.
Yeah, so am I. Because this last game was, it went down to the wire, Freddie. It went down to the wire. And talk about bad blood between both teams.
It was very...
People getting technicals, people fighting, people pulling on jerseys, taunting, everything. You said something, I heard something,
It's like something's gonna give.
Something's gonna give, and it gave. Yeah, we got slug. Although Van Vliet, Van Vliet was, I feel, was one of the star players that stood out within this team, as well as Dylan Brooks. So Van Vliet was on fire with 40 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, and like 25 points. all the way around.
But that's what needs to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's Van Vliet. You know,
Mm-hmm.
all those guys need to be at their best.
Yeah.
This is the playoff. This is not a regular season game.
Yeah.
They need to pick up that slack. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
know it's those by those little points. You need to push yourself and be the ones that come out on top.
Yeah, and Seagoon, man, yeah, like he was on top of it. He was the one with the most points with 31 points and like 5 assists and 10 rebounds. Like a lot of people were pulling their weight. I feel that, like I said, because of the bad blood,
Mhm.
it got in their way of potentially winning because there was a lot of unnecessary fouls that happened.
Beforehand.
Yeah, beforehand, and that's just like it was disappointing in that sense too, because both team well round, 38 out of 77 when it came to field goals, 11 out of 23 when it came to 3 pointers. Um, let's see, free throws 19 out of 31. Yeah, we missed a lot of free throws. Like we were making half of what we're putting in. Total
Well,
rebounds 41, offensive rebounds 13, defensive 28, assist 8, 6 blocks as well as steals. Turnovers 13. There was too many turnovers. Like points on the paint were 48 and fouls 21. Although they committed one more foul than us because the Warriors were 36 out of 86 that they made, 17 out of 46 3 pointers.
yeah, even the Rockets. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they have a higher percentage of but you see the problem in the 3 pointers that I see, although they had a lower percentage, they tried a lot more.
Yeah, they attempted a lot
46 considering only 23 times
more.
this time at the three. But then
And
again,
I feel all 11 of them mostly were from Van Vliet. Van Vliet was on fire. He was
yeah,
on fire on was it Monday? It was Monday, yeah. Monday.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that it was Alperine
Mhm.
that got the top performer for 31 points, 10 rebounds,
Mhm.
5 assists, and 2 steals on top of that.
Yeah,
Considering that,
definitely.
so I mean, you see, it looks like everybody's doing their part. It's
Mhm.
just
It just went down the right. It was the fouls committed and the turnovers. That's what affected us more. And free throws, we gotta make those free throws. I feel like if we would have made enough of those free throws that we were given, because there are a lot of technicals that we ended up getting 3 free throws, but we get two
Well,
out
you
of the
see,
3 free throws.
it was what? How many out of how many do we make? Is it free throw percentage? Wasn't it 31 out of 19 out of 31?
Yeah, 19 out of 31, and the Warriors had 20 out of 22.
22. That's
Yeah.
almost all their points.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
They capitalized on all those free throws.
yeah, because we committed too many fouls. And when it came to fouls, they committed one more foul than us. But in the end, that last foul was just.
But you see, if you're not, if you, that's why they're fouling, because they know that you're making less than half almost half
Yeah.
your free throws.
Yeah.
And if you miss, if you're only gonna get 1 point out of a free throw, especially at the end of the games,
Mm-hmm.
that's what kills. And honestly, that's what really beats the teams at the end, because everybody's fouling at the end of the day to make up time, to go ahead and cut time, and you know what, and that's a bad thing. And man, but overall, I mean, it's been a close game.
Mm-hmm.
At least the last one was.
Yeah, it's been a close game. I feel like it's gonna be another close game too. I'm hoping the Rockets can squeeze out another win and continue to keep the season alive.
They need to start already. Like, they need to win this game.
This is a do or die for Houston. These next games are just do or die right now, and they need to continue. And right now they're on the first quarter with 8 minutes and 57 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
It's 8-13. So far we started off on the right track.
Yeah. So far, so good.
So let's see what the night brings us when it comes to the Houston Rockets.
I really do hope they get that win today, and I hope they can go ahead and push. Because if they play like they did last time, if they still have that heat, they can go ahead and do it. I hope they don't play like the second game.
Mm-hmm.
Second game was a bit of a blowout. But they need to keep that momentum. They need to keep that up. Van Vliet, if he's making those throws,
hopefully he's on fire right now. He'll continue going on fire.
Yep.
Definitely. So I'm rooting. I'm rooting for our Houston team here. So let's keep the season alive and let's bring the championship close to come back to Texas.
Come on, man. Do it.
Yeah, because we're close. We're close. We're close.
Yep. And B-ball, they're the only ones left, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now, my friend.
Well, Honestly, well, how did you feel about the draft
I like
overall?
the keyboard to make the music.
The beep, 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 the accordion, the drill,
Yeah. The draft.
the draft. How do
The
you feel about
draft.
the draft overall?
Oof.
I mean, if you want to just it says Houston or both Houston, Dallas, or Dallas, I'm gonna how do you feel overall or specifically?
I can honestly say, when it came to this year's draft, it was a lot better than last year's draft.
That's for sure.
That's
Yeah,
for sure. That's for sure.
that's for sure.
The Texans made some interesting picks. I have to say that.
Hmm.
But we both came out winners. But I feel like the clear winner that came out of this one was the Dallas Cowboys out of these picks. So
The Cowboys, I feel like they did good picks,
Mhm.
but I don't like the order that they did them in. I think that's why they got a really good grade because they actually listened. They didn't listen. But I just feel like they did it the wrong
They're like,
way.
you're like, you know what? These guys in the valley, they have a really good point.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start with
let's break it down. Let's break it down.
let's break it down right now.
Yeah.
Let's start with the Cowboys.
Let's start with the Cowboys.
For one, Tyler Booker, I question that. Why as a first round pick? You
Okay.
could have taken him in the second round,
Mm-hmm.
or you could have taken somebody else for a second round. I don't think he's a first round pick.
Okay.
I don't believe it. Now you got number two on the second round,
Mhm.
Donovan,
Mm-hmm.
edge rusher.
Mm-hmm.
He accompanies Micah, and he's got the speed. Now, what I'm questioning is, does he have the strength
Mm-hmm.
to go ahead and take apart an NFL line,
Yes.
take on the offensive line of NFL teams?
Mhm.
Because he's got the speed.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He's got the speed. Definitely, he's got the speed that Micah has.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he has the speed that Micah has. I think he's on par with him on that front.
Yeah.
I'm questioning his strength. So I mean, although I like the pick, don't get me wrong, second round,
Yeah.
I don't mind it that much. That one's okay. But okay, I that's my question about him. But nonetheless, I like that pick.
Yeah.
Second round, okay, fine. Third round, Siobhan, our cornerback, he was injured in practice. I think we could have gotten him a little bit later. Actually, I think I would have wanted to trade him on round 5 for Shamir James, the linebacker.
Yeah.
Because I feel, although, I mean, I like him, I really do. I feel like we could have gotten a
Way
stronger linebacker.
Yeah. Yeah.
A stronger linebacker. I feel like we could have gone for a higher pick on the third, like in the third round, being a linebacker, and we could have still gone hit our cornerback Siobhan in the 5th round. Also, I think we could have definitely done that, and that's the question that I'm questioning. Or in the 3rd round, this is what I would have loved more. I do love Jaden Blue as the running back. I like his speed, number 2 fastest guy,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
honestly. But does he have, again, the toughness? Does he got the toughness to go ahead and run over these defenses in the NFL?
Mhm.
College is different. NFL is not the same.
It's a whole other ball game.
So I would have wanted, this would have been my favorite. At least in the 3rd round or in the first, actually a first round over Tyler Booker, I would have wanted a running back. That running back to me would have come, if I had my choice, it would have been Jonty.
Yeah.
It would have been Jonty. But you know what? There's a lot of running backs that were out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really hate Blue, but I feel like we needed to go for a stronger running back.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to see what he's got. I love his speed. So let's see if that's gonna be enough. Apart from all that, I like another running back. I like that they drafted another running back, and apart from that, everything runs off smoothly. But I think the biggest calls were too early and I think they should have been moved a lot around.
Mm.
I think, like I said, I would have loved to focus on a running back and linebacker.
Mm.
I do like what I see with Siobhan, so I see his. I like that pick,
Mm.
but I feel because of his injury, we could have gotten him later. We could have gotten him in the fifth round.
Yeah.
We could have in that third round. We could have gone for a stronger linebacker or running back.
Mm. Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I overall I'm excited because at least what happened, they listened.
Yeah.
We got a corner, which I said also I would have wanted a corner. I didn't speak out on that a lot,
Yeah.
but if you listen to our shows, I know at least once or twice I mentioned. I mean, that's the last thing that I would want, but at least if you get it,
Yeah.
but a corner to go ahead and be there. We need a corner. So I really do like Siobhan. I really do like him.
Yeah.
But yeah, running back and linebacker should have been our top priority.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that too. I agree with you on that too. Although here on the Texan side, we ended up getting a running back in the fourth round. Yeah.
That surprised me.
That's what I honestly, yeah. So like, what the Dalton Shelton is not gonna resign him again. Although he didn't shine that much at all this past season as well too.
But then again, I mean, also, well, you let him go. You see, that's the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah.
You shouldn't. I feel like they shouldn't have let what's his name go. What's his name? The
Diggs?
no. Running back.
What you talking about?
Running.
I don't think Diggs was the running.
You let him go last year. Well, I'll get back to it, but I'll go ahead and get back to it.
Yeah.
But you know what surprised me on top of that was a quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
The quarterback. Okay. That I found that you're not the only one who found that weird. I found that weird too. Like, no offense to what's his name, Graham Mertz in the sixth round. But though him being the sixth round pick, that goes to show we weren't really looking for a quarterback. But there was like a secondary. I guess the secondary. I think he went with did he go with the Chargers? What did Keenum go with? Right, that was Keenum.
Well, I know
Case Keenum. Yes, Case Keenum. Oh, he went with the no. He went with the Bears. He went with the Bears.
Yeah.
That was random too. Him going with the Bears. So yeah, I can understand why they got Graham Mertz. That's okay. Although we did get a lot of wide receivers, like 3 wide receivers.
Do you see? That's another thing
that's
I
one
question.
thing that I was hoping maybe we'll focus more on the line. Although we did get Arante Ursi, and I hope I'm not butchering your name, as an offensive tackle. So that's good. I
think that was
good.
one of the best picks, to be honest.
Yeah.
But what surprised me the most was on your number one pick, a right receiver.
Yeah, Jaden Higgins. I don't know what they see in Higgins, but
well, I mean, he shows a lot of prospect. But I feel like how many receivers did you draft?
Oh, we drafted. Let me go back right here. I had the list right here already written down.
And on top, if I remember correctly, it was like 2 or 3.
Yeah, we got like 3. We got
And then on top of that, on the off season,
we got 2. It was
2.
Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins. 2 Jaden.
And then
Jalen and Jaden.
You got 3 inactive, free agent receivers.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a loss in picks because you're gonna have to let some of these guys go.
Yeah, but in free agency, we got also another. That's why you say 3.
Yeah.
We got Christian Kirk from the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Offensive tackle, we got Cam Robinson. That was free agency. I feel that he'll bring some of that knowledge.
No. I honestly, those free agencies were good.
We also got Deshaun Phillips as linebacker, cornerback, Darby fullback. Got Jacob Johnson.
And going back to
offensive guard, we also got Lecton Tomlinson.
It was Singletary.
It was Singletary.
Singletary.
It was Singletary. Yeah, it was Singletary. That's true.
Singletary was the running back.
Yeah.
Then we
said Singletary.
Yeah, he was the one that.
Yeah, thank you. I thought Singletary. Yeah, it was Singletary.
Yeah, Singletary was really good. And honestly, I even said he should have been playing over Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that Singletary should have been the one to stay. Yeah. And at minimum as a backup.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't. Do you see? I would have rather have Singletary than draft a running back. To be
Mhm.
quite honest with you,
Yeah.
than the draft. Well, at least than the draft pick. At least me personally.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. I just feel I know Woods went with the Browns, so I understand why. You know,
Well, okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I understand that. But yeah, I find it strange that we got three wide receivers instead of focusing more on the offensive line. Although yes, our picks that we've gotten with the offensive line with the free agency, we also got let's see, for on free agency we got let's see, Lakin Tomlinson. So
I
yeah,
believe it was only one. Yeah, that's why I was
yeah, yeah,
saying that
yeah.
we should have that they. We were assuming at least
East,
that they
yeah,
were
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
attack the what's it called, the offensive line
yeah,
for the what's it called, draft picks.
draft picks. Yeah.
And yeah, because now my question is, I would have want one of the replacements that I would have wanted them to do is Green.
Yeah,
I know we talked about it.
we talked
I
about
think
it,
that Green should have been one of the ones that they should replace,
Grace, yeah,
in especially on that line. I mean, well, I mean, I'm just intrigued. I'm intrigued to see our teams play.
hmm hmm
I
definitely.
really do.
It's making it interesting. Although yes, both our teams, the way the seasons ended, it kind of ended in the fence
Oh, it
in a
I
way
just
that was very very discouraging for every Cowboys fans. Well, more than usual,
disgusting,
more than usual. Yeah, and
disgusting.
then when it comes to America's team as well, the Texans, it was rough watching them lose that. Yeah, but America's team will prevail.
Well, winning's always the goal, right? Winning's always the
The goal,
goal.
yeah,
But
yeah.
the Cowboys
Mm.
will always be number one.
That remains to be seen. The only thing is, I wish they would face them again this this next season, but we're not. We're not.
Well, I mean, I was very disappointed that we played you guys this year with just like half
Have
the team gone.
Yeah, I know.
Like that was
I was
disappointing.
looking so forward to that game.
Like I wouldn't
looking so forward to that
mind
game.
I wouldn't mind Cooper playing. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Cooper playing would have been fine.
Yeah,
But
Everybody else
else healthy. I would have been fine. But shoot, golly,
yeah.
it's like they were just shooting them out there outside with the,
Yeah.
man, Jesus.
Oh man.
But yeah, what that was. We're looking forward to that game so much.
Oh yeah, we were talking
just
about
for that to happen.
as soon as they came out the schedule of who was going to play or whatnot. We're like, oh, Texas and Cowboys, let's go. And then Texas versus Cowboys. America's team versus the Cowboys. Dang.
Where did they get the rings from again? from the HEB, the lollipops.
When's the last time the Cowboys got rings?
Hey, what do you mean? The Houston Texans don't even get. That was the last time they got one.
This year, this upcoming season, that's what's gonna happen.
Whether it was 50 years ago, that's 50 years ago more than apparently America's new team.
So you admit it. You heard it here first. Freddie says Texas are
America's new team without a Super Bowl. Yeah. Well, I like the showdown. I like the
showdown. Yeah, the rivalry.
I like honestly that we are able to have two teams. There are a lot of states get to say that. There's a lot of rivalry, and you know what? But I like it because it keeps the competition flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's good. That's good for everybody.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Although they're not America's team, I don't even. I will say not even. I don't even think the way the Cowboys have been playing, they're at. But at the same level, who is America's team? Because the closest people with that would have to be who? It would have to be what's his name with hi. I'm sorry right now. Going how many? What's it called? They were in Super Bowl.
Or the Chiefs or what?
The Chiefs would be the America's team.
No, they're not.
Well, they would be the closest one because of this whole reason.
Yeah, because of the back-to-back win.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be the Patriots, even though they have 6. Because look at their. I mean, I'm sorry, the franchise has been going down.
Yeah.
The Chiefs. If we would change positions, it would be like for any purpose, either way, you know, I mean, it's just a name. I honestly don't think the Cowboys deserve it the way they've been playing, like, especially last year. At least is disgusting, but I will say that Houston has the advantage right
No,
now
yeah, definitely the
because
potential. Definitely the
they got
potential.
a franchise player
Yeah,
on their hands. They got Stroud,
yeah.
but I am a little bit afraid because we constantly said the year before,
Mm.
what do they need to
You
do?
do
Protect
protect
them.
them.
And what did we say this year again? They need
You
to
to
protect
protect
them.
them.
He was number two in sacks. No,
Yeah,
yeah, number
yeah,
two, right?
yeah. Number
He
two,
was number two.
most sack. Yeah,
And I'm afraid that all the changes that they made were they got a what's it called, a draft, pretty good, but a draft just like that's the reason why I don't think
yeah,
high drafting high alignment
yeah,
is a good thing.
yeah.
It could be, it could happen with them too. Is that he's not ready to play or
Mm,
good enough or needs to be seasoned.
mm,
And again, we have a season that Stroud is unprotected or gets
mm.
tackled as much. And
Yeah.
on top of that, the other free agent that you guys got, we don't know the chemistry also. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess we'll see. But I would have liked more options for Houston, or I would have wanted them to go ahead and have more options to protect Stroud.
Although yes, I do feel that who they got for as a guard to help them out in the free agency. I think what was his name, Tomlinson guard.
Yeah.
I feel he might improve. He might improve the offensive line for
Mhm.
CJ Stroud, as well with Cam joining the OT and all that. Pretty much bringing the with his knowledge
What
that he
they need.
had from the
Well,
Jaguars to the line.
Well, I will say they're counting a lot on him because I can see that they didn't
Yeah,
make it a lot of picks. So I'm pretty sure they must be putting a lot of tokens, a
yeah,
lot of bets
yeah.
on him. But what's it called? Like I said, I would have liked more options. I would have liked more
Yeah, yeah.
draft picks that would have been coming options. And if one of your offensive linemen goes down, to be there, not just another lineman,
Yeah.
but to have somebody that could protect your franchise quarterback
Mhm.
because he's on his way there.
Yeah,
He's on his way there. So
yeah, and I feel, and I said, and we said it before too. I feel like he didn't get the chance to shine enough this past season, just for the fact that the offensive line was rough. It was rough.
and you see, the problem with that is that if he gets injured before he before he can shine,
Mm-hmm.
that could make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
An injury can make a big difference, and that is really what worries me,
Mm-hmm.
because if he gets injured, and running quarterbacks are prone to get injured.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, he doesn't run as much,
Yeah.
but nonetheless, considering he's the second most sacked player
Mm-hmm.
last year, if it continues, he's injury prone is just goes up.
Goes
Like,
up. Yeah, it goes up.
like his possibilities for getting injured just goes up,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the last thing the Houston needs, because he
Yeah,
goes down.
definitely, yeah,
You
the season goes with
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the you don't want or need that.
No.
And then on top of
definitely
that, we come back to the same thing. How is he going to come back after his injury?
not. Mhm.
That would be the biggest question.
Yeah.
So you got something going here. You got a quarterback. I think focus on that, and they need to, you know. And on that note,
Mhm.
I do believe Houston's got that on top of us,
Yeah.
because we don't got that. Yeah, we got CD. Honestly, we don't even have star players anymore, considering we're building up
Oh,
again,
yeah.
because CD Lamb, he's thankfully still there,
Yeah.
but shoot, I wouldn't blame him if he left. To be
Mhm.
quite honest with you.
It's proving to be a very interesting off season for both our teams.
Yeah,
I honestly feel that it's different as well for our football teams as it was this past season. I can honestly say that. Yeah, the Texans had a great lineup, but a lot of injuries happened that pretty much ruined the season for the team.
I think the biggest the receivers on both ends.
The both ends on
I don't
both
know
ends.
what if they were everybody was attacking receivers this year.
Yeah,
A lot of receivers went
everyone got the
down.
coraje towards receivers.
Yeah,
I know. Like, I
like
know.
I mean, and I feel bad for Dell.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that
that's
was
the
a,
biggest disappointment.
that was a freak injury, man.
That
That was a freak injury that he ended up losing his whole knee.
I hated for him, but on top of that, for Houston too, because I like Tank Dell.
Yeah,
Although a lot
I
of
like
people
Tank Dell.
weren't really loving him though.
He improved a lot from the when he started, though.
Yeah, I
That's what people
agree.
don't understand. I've
But
seen a lot of
I, don't,
improvement from
I
him.
saw a lot of hate towards him.
They
I
were
don't
getting
know
towards
why.
the stride up, leading up towards that injury against the Chiefs. He was doing great.
I
He
agree.
was doing phenomenal.
I would have loved to see him back on a Houston uniform
Uh-huh.
because I think he would have been a good addition on the opposite side, which was working with Collins.
Mhm.
So and adding maybe somebody else would have stirred a little bit more of the pot. But I think he was a very good slot.
Mhm.
I think he was very good.
I think
slot.
with these wide receivers that we signed, from what I'm seeing, it's just to keep him out of rotation to avoid possible injury. I'm hoping that Tank Dell comes back next season, and if
Yeah.
and the way it's looking, if it's not the beginning of the season, maybe during the middle, maybe somewhere around that time,
I really
or
would
maybe
love to see him.
he might sit out the whole season.
But considering the injury, I mean, he might want to take off a whole year.
Probably, maybe that'll probably end up happening. But honestly, I hope he does come back.
Honestly, though, if he does, I really do believe that I don't think Houston's gonna keep him, especially how many receivers they drafted and picked. I think that they're looking at a whole new class of receivers. So I don't
Yeah.
think they're keeping anybody besides Collins
Yeah.
because they already made they did sign Collins, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. That's a
No,
must.
they
Yeah.
signed Collins, yeah.
Yeah. Collins is they need to say that.
But when it comes to that gap, that offensive gap line that they have with Kenyon Green leaving and whatnot,
Yes.
Laketon Tomlinson, I feel that he's seasoned as a guard, and I feel that he'll bring the protection
He'll bring
for CJ.
I'll definitely put whoever it is, either the new blood or him. Somebody needs to replace Green.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think Tomlinson will probably fill that
gap.
void, fill that void that's very needed.
Now the problem is, there's another injury. He's coming back on the field. That's my worry. You see, that's the kind of thing. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm like, man. I don't know, but I really want Stroud better protected.
Yeah, definitely. But like I said, there's still a lot more time left for this off season, so free signings can still happen.
Well, usually they don't do it until after like second or third game because they're like, oh, this ain't going our way.
Whoops! Maybe we should have paid attention during the draft.
Oh, you know what? We regrettably, that's when you see. Oh, you know what? Stuff is hitting the fan. That's when they're like, okay, we need blood. But I want to say before I do, I have been seeing rumors because now that you're saying that they can still get players, you're right. They can still get players. Usually we don't see it until the second or third game.
Yeah.
But there was rumors that Cowboys wanted, and I would totally love this, Amari Cooper backup.
I heard about that. The same thing too. I heard about that too.
I would love it. I know there was small talks after this game after the season ended, but nothing happened. And then after the draft, there was little like articles and apparently small talks of Cowboys wanting to go ahead and sign and really interested in signing Amari Cooper back.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine having Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb like it should have been from the beginning.
Yeah.
Jerry
Jones should have put his ego aside.
That was all. I think that was one of the most clearest, most all about ego move. Besides the what's it called, the Luka mess.
I know. Oof.
Wasn't as bad though.
No, it wasn't.
But it was close. Yeah. I mean, for Amari Cooper, considering the caliber of player he is, and then on top of that, what they gave him up for was ridiculous.
Pero it's like, how's that phrase go? Jerry Jones, los chicharrones que entrenan.
Nomás traen los míos.
Yeah, nomás traen el Jerry Jones.
Oh, I mean that was a bad move.
That was a bad move.
That was all ego, and
that was
he
ego.
should have.
That was ego.
That should not.
That was a dumb trade. That was a dumb trade.
I get it, but it wasn't enough to the situation to go ahead and lose him for forever. Well, for a couple of years.
Yeah.
If he comes back,
yeah.
if he comes back,
yeah.
Because all those years, you could have done us good. He could have done us a lot of good.
Yeah.
You know, having him on the opposite side of CD Lamb would have
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. But it, like I said, it remains to be seen how it goes for both our teams. But there's plenty of off season left, and I'm looking forward to seeing what both our teams do.
I am intrigued. Like I said, I don't completely hate the draft, but I hate the order that it was done.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked to hire running back, hire linebacker, but hey, like you said, with the Astros, the pitcher, he's new. Let's see what he's got to do.
He's fresh.
I want to see what our boys can do, what they can accomplish.
I agree too,
and I'm eager. I'm always open. Mm-hmm. Hey, whatever you can do. Hey, sometimes the best running back in the whole season is not the first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Sometimes not even in the second or third round. You know, maybe it's an undrafted one.
Okay, well, you made a reference towards the Astros. And look at Aaron Getty, how he started off and how much he improved, and how we're looking forward. Like boy,
I really I love it.
I know. I wanted to start already too.
I know. I'm like, God,
because it was a freak injury. It happens, but like I said, like we gave full potential. Same thing with AJ Blue Ball. Yeah, like Blue Ball. Yeah, Blue Ball.
I saw the
Blue
name.
Blue Ball. Yeah. But I could tell there's a lot of potential there. There's something great. He just needs a little
push. He needs to get experience.
He's still a little green, but green in the sense that he still needs a little
seasoning. Get out there, Sparkles.
But yeah, like I honestly feel that he'll improve a lot. And the same thing like you were saying too. So like hopefully Cooper comes back. Hopefully that would do a lot of great. The way, like I said earlier, the way this the season ended and what they were doing, it was leaving a lot of Dallas fans like, ugh. Yeah, it was leaving. Yeah, that what you did right there. That was a lot of like, yeah. but now just like, we'll
see what this brings.
Yeah, same thing with Texas. Is like, all right, let's see. Protect Stroud. And I feel a lot of Texans fans agree with that. Protect Stroud.
Yeah, I think that's the number one.
Because they know what they have. They know what they have. Like, let the boy shine. Let the boy shine.
It's because quarterback and having a caliber of that level, what I mean is that he's your future. He's a franchise. Not only that, he is your map.
Yeah.
I did. What better way to say it? He's your map to getting to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's your key to go ahead and making it there.
In 2 years, in the same position that we were ended up, that says a lot. This is a lot. And despite the injuries that happened last season, it says a lot.
Look, let me tell you, before this, on top of that, how many times did you see Houston in the playoffs?
Exactly.
Now it's been 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
And not only that, what astonished me the most, like I said, and I'll say it again, like I said, not this past year, last season, is that he was injured. And then he came back. And he played the Colts. And the game was on the line. That game was for everything, all the tokens, all the chips, because they win that game, they make it to the playoffs. They lose, they don't go to the playoffs. The ball was in his hands, and he led them to that playoff.
He's a clutch player.
It doesn't matter how far they got, but what matters is that he got them there with the pressure of coming back from an injury, first year. And on top of that, the game was for all the tokens.
Yeah,
that's what makes a decisive quarterback great, or just like everybody else.
Yeah,
that's the difference. When the game's on the line, you have what it takes to go ahead and get them there.
Yeah,
and that's what you see from Stroud.
Yeah,
he's your key, he's your map, he's the one that's gonna get you there. He's the one that's gonna get you there.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what you keep. And my thinking is, I hope they don't leave him too unprotected or too as I think this is good enough instead of no, this is this is a wall.
Yeah.
The difference to go ahead and build around him like what they did with Romo.
Yeah.
Like what I'm saying is like that. I hope they don't do that. I hope they protect him as much as they can.
Yeah.
Because forget about everything else. Protect Stroud.
Yes, I agree with you 100% of that. But like I said, still early.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Still the earliest season.
Yeah.
Great last season.
Oh.
It's a new one. We're starting off
fresh
again.
Both teams.
So. They're all fresh. So I'm really excited to see what they bring.
And we'll stay on top of how the draft picks turn out.
Oh, definitely.
We'll break it here first, guys.
First here.
You're here first here. Or maybe second, probably. Because you'll hear from us.
ESPN's got got more money.
They got more money. But they don't have us.
I got Jerry Jones on speed dial.
You were in the war room. You didn't pay attention. Well, my brother, it's time for our favorite segment of the show. Welcome to another segment that we like to call Ponte Pilas, Pilas, Pilas. And this is Mico. Well, we're pretty much saying who's doing great and who's... Now, my brother, what do you want to hear? Good news or bad news?
You know me. I always want to go on a positive note.
I love
especially because I believe the positive has a lot to do with what I like.
Yeah. Well, drum roll reads. The one that needs to ponerse pilas is the Houston Rockets. Because the game right now, let's see the box score right now. It's the second quarter with 10 minutes left on the clock, and they're up 46-24. Well, apparently they want to get regañado. They're like, so they get either way. I'm still gonna because too many turnovers and too many problems, like not attacking enough to the paint. I feel that was the issues that happened to them when game 4.
And we like last time. I know they missed a lot of threes.
Uh-huh.
We're not saying don't try threes.
Yes,
make them threes.
Make them threes. Make three and. Limit the turnovers. Commit more to the rebound, and I'm pretty sure right now the way it's going great with 24-46.
Well, let me tell you,
they need to keep that momentum. There's a lot of bad blood between these teams. Don't give in like a little.
Don't let up.
Yeah. In other words, when it comes to the bad blood, making a dorky reference here, but don't give into the dark side. All right, we don't need to turn the ball over to them.
No.
Yeah, as much as they pressure you, as much as Draymond Green, because I know Pelonero and he's gonna start his stuff. He's kicking and pulling jerseys, the man as well. Don't let him get under your skin. I honestly feel like you have the great potential. This team has been solid throughout this whole season, and I've said it before. They've been doing great in this playoff games. It's too early for them to tap out. Bring the NBA championship to Texas. And the Rockets, they're a great team. They're a solid team.
They are.
They
just need to go ahead and overcome, man, I'm not going to lie. The Warriors, there are, I think there's tougher teams, but that nonetheless, that's one of the toughest teams in the playoffs.
Yes. Right now, yes. Right now, yes. They're proving the potential with the addition with Jimmy Butler, but honestly, I think this team, like the Rockets, have enough for the gumption, as they say. I'm going to go use the word gumption to make it for. So Ponte Pilas, continue that momentum, and hey, just 3 more quarters left, 3 more and some change.
Continue it,
two
man.
more and some change.
Continue the lead, 24-49.
49. Oh, yep, 49 best. There you go. Yeah,
man, they need to keep that up, man.
They need to keep it up.
They can't let up because they definitely need this.
They definitely need it. And I can tell it's a lot of Coraque playing here, but use that to your advantage in a positive way. Don't give in to the temptation, the taunting, the technicals. You know what? Let your work do the talking. Let your work do the talking.
Exactly.
There's a reason they signed you guys, because you got the potential to be champions, and we know that you guys have the potential to be champions. So ponte pilas and continue that momentum and win us this game.
You know what? They're 13 for 13 on Free throws.
There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And
Let's go Rockets.
They're 54% on 3-point. They're 6 out of 11.
That's what I'm saying, man. They're playing.
Okay.
Hey, it's do or die.
Okay.
Do or die. Definitely. Do or die.
This is how they should be playing.
They should be playing this way, too. Definitely.
Wow.
Well, once again, I guess it changes. This is Miko.
Yeah.
Want to give us a drum roll? This is Miko Award for this week goes to, and you know what? Let's give it a two-way tie. The Rockets right now for doing phenomenal, and also the Dallas Cowboys for having a great draft.
I think everybody did a good job. I think everybody.
You know what? I feel well-rounded. All our teams pretty much well. You know what? The Astros. Yeah, pretty much the Astros, Cowboys, Texans, and right now the Rockets. They all. This is Miko. Keep at it. We're doing great. Draft picks. We got some questionable, but you know what? Understandable. So yeah.
And we have a lot to look forward to.
That's a lot to look forward to.
A lot of hope.
A lot of hope. What does the S stand for? Hope. In this case, what does the TX stand for? Not just Texas. Hope.
You know, the Rockets just scored a 3-pointer.
Ooh, another one.
Another one.
They just scored a 3 points.
Thank you, Juan.
Man.
We're even giving you a play-by-play right now.
They need to keep that up. They need to keep those 3-pointers. Keep on coming.
Definitely. Well, my brother, this has been another great episode of Tailgate 956. Yeah. We're looking forward to the next one when we see the Rockets eliminate the Warriors.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. Let's go Rockets. H-Town, baby. Cliff City. Let's go.
Support them.
Well, once again, I'm Rene Garza Jr.
Freddie Guevara.
And we'll catch you at the next tailgate. My brother, let's go watch that next Rockets game, man. Let's
watch that.
Let's go.